This comment section is going to be fun. All right, I want to reiterate something before we begin. I am an animal lover, and I am a liberal. Okay? I want to stress this. I am both of those things. I do eat meat. I am not against vegetarianism. I think that is a noble thing to do. But if I have meat of any kind, I do go out of my way to make sure that the animals are well taken care of. And I do not buy meat products from people who have been cruel to animals. I do not. Okay? So, I know you're already going to dislike the video on the basis of this, but I just want you to know where I stand. When I say, I hated this movie so much, I wanted so badly to eat a cheeseburger just to spite these filmmakers. Yep. Do the thing.
Jesus Christ, that right there is the mail. Now let's talk about the mail. Can we talk about the mail, please, Matt? I'm dying to talk about the mail with you all day, okay? Pepe Silvia, this name keeps coming up over and over again. Every day, Pepe's mail's getting sent back to me, Pepe.
All right. Thank you, Charlie Day. It's the Angry Grant Show, everybody. The Angry Grant Show True Life Adventures. You know how I said a few years back, and I stand by this, that Show Me the Father wasn't a real documentary? The Book of Clarence is a documentary. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a documentary compared to this movie. Oh my god. Fuck me. Alright, let's just view this turd. My buddy Ben gets to go to the crew screening, which only the crew can go to, sadly, of Ghostbusters. I've heard mixed things about Ghostbusters. No matter how it goes, even if it sucks, it'll be a better movie. He'll be seeing a better movie tonight than I did. Alright. So Christspiracy is written and directed by Kip Anderson. Oh, that guy. Yeah. And Cameron Waters, who are also the stars. And I mean that in every single way. This is a film. Okay, this is a documentary. If you can call it that, I'd say it's more of a 2-hour public service announcement from the most insane people on the planet. All right. This is a movie. Let me put it to you this way, and I, with all due respect to him as an actor, this is a movie that's endorsed by Joaquin Phoenix. I love Joaquin Phoenix. He's one of our finest actors. He's also one of the craziest people in show business. He's a literally nutty. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He endorsed this film. This is a film that tries to equate its basis seems to be, well, first off, being incredibly self-promoting of these guys' previous films. This is part of, I guess, an ongoing series of films. There was one called Cowspiracy, and one called What the Health. These these dude bros made, where this one is trying to claim that Jesus was a vegetarian, and also prove, without a shadow of a doubt, that eating meat of any kind for religious meals, including among them Thanksgiving and Christmas, is hypocritical because Jesus never ate meat and actively went against eating meat. But along the way, it ties this theory to other things, including facts about religion that literally anybody who goes on Wikipedia could find. Equates eating some animals to eating all animals, including household pets like dogs, cats, and hypocritically says that a stunt YouTuber who cruelly and inhumanely swallowed his goldfish alive is no less more alive, I should point out, literally swallowed the thing alive, is as rotten as meat eaters because we eat hamburgers. It also equates the treatment of animals to the Holocaust, to slavery, and to the suppression of the female vote. And the which brought rise to the suffragette movement. Are you out of your fucking mind? No, like seriously, can we just... This is not a movie. This is masturbation. That is what the... Okay, I'm just going to... Fuck the rest. That's it. That's the film. What the fuck, movie? It is 2 hours. I spent 2 hours of my life being lectured to by the douchiest looking dudes at a frat party. You know that coworker... Okay. You know that episode of South Park? I'm gonna go there. You know that episode of South Park where Butters is getting bullied by his grandmother, and Stan attempts to make... Timothy, what I'm saying is... Basically what I'm saying is, I'm not a vegetarian, but I respect vegetarianisms. That is a good point. I do appreciate your candor. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't buy meat products where I feel like they are keeping animals in harsh conditions or are abusing the animals before killing them. All right. Anywho, what I'm saying is this. All right. You know that episode of South Park where the Butters' grandmother, they're making an anti-bullying documentary, and Stan Marsh is informed by everyone the entire time that he starts getting more and more smug and high and mighty, and literally he is told by everybody, and he's baffled as to why, to be warned to not go to San Diego and start jacking it. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. No, truly I do. Thank you, Timothy. I appreciate that. At least you're, I appreciate your civility. I understand that we disagree. I appreciate you being respectful, at the very least. It's more than I can say for some people. My thing is this, all right? I have no problem with vegetarianism. I do have a problem with smug people who try to guilt other people into enforce their own personal philosophies onto people who don't ask for it, and do it in a way that they're really not doing it for the sake of their cause. They're doing it for themselves. I was sitting here watching this movie, and all I could think about the entire time is these two guys. First off, a lot of the science they do is proven to be pseudoscientific. These guys, this would be the equivalent of someone getting advice on your entire lifestyle from someone who visited a Buddhist temple on a backpacking excursion one time for 5 minutes. That's this movie. This is a movie where the characters, it's about someone who loves themselves more than the animals. You can tell. The way that it's put together, it is so smug and self-satisfied with itself. And it reinforces its same points over and over to get the film to feature length. And none of it makes any sense. A lot of it is ridiculous. And it just doesn't... I say this a lot. Anybody who knows me knows that I am a frequent railer against uber evangelical films. I think that they are more often than not bad. Sure, you get a few in here and there that are all right. I liked Ordinary Angels. I liked Cabrini. But more often than not, you get, the God's Not Deads and Nefariouses of the world. Here's the thing. I've said in some of my reviews that if the extreme other side of the aisle, made a movie that acquainted the other side as evil because of X, Y, and Z, I would hate that movie too. That even though I probably would vote for the same politicians as the makers of this film, that if they felt disingenuous to me, I'd be honest about it, and my politics wouldn't get in the way of me smelling the coffee. Uh, this is that kind of film. I probably voted for a lot of the same politicians these guys voted for. I have some of the same opinions as these guys do on probably on other social matters related to their cause. But these people are crazy. And not crazy in a flippant way. Like, they really need. Imagine somebody tried to make a documentary about their way of life after watching nothing but conspiracy videos all day long. That's this film. This is not a film. You know what this is? This is Food Inc. without the documentary quality of Food Inc. The other problem is, as a piece of journalism, I also didn't like this film because I think if you're going to equate these things, cite your examples, like actually back it up with sources. Every time something's going to happen here, it's either someone who is preaching to their particular choir or who, the second they realize they aren't, will leave the interview. That's not, and then also they don't give any article examples that really outside of, they just pull quotes. They don't give you they don't cite their sources. And then they move so quickly from one, point they want to make to another that they don't stick around and really, when they do land on something. Now, there is one person in this movie, I can't credit this man, he's a writer for The Guardian, who talks for a brief moment in the film about something that is wrong with the meat industry, and that's environmental sustainability. I completely agree with that. And I think that he's on screen. Someone finally is making sense about how I do believe we need a true meat alternative, and that the meat industry, as it stands, is not sustainable for anyone, for the health of America or for the environment. I do agree with that. That's not what this movie's about. That is not what this film is about. If it was, and they made these same points, I would agree, and I would probably like the film. I also should point out the people we are spending the 2 hours with, who talk like this. Everything this guy says, it sounds like he's saying it to a first grader. Like, truly, like a first grader. It's like that bit from Family Guy, where he's making fun of Jillian, where Stewie is talking, everybody talks like this? Like where there's a question mark at the. That's this guy. Like, everything he says is like that. Yeah, I can't. I cannot endorse this movie. The other thing that bothered me, and this is the last point I'll make before we get to trailer trash and score this puppy. The movie is bookended with introductions and conclusions by the filmmakers, which the conclusion is unnecessary because it's just him hammering the point home before we get, whatever. The introduction, though, before the film, is one of the directors, I believe it's Kip Anderson, is explaining to us, like, how Netflix didn't want to release this movie. Netflix wanted to keep you from the truth. First off, that always turns me off in any film when that's like the first thing you hear in a movie. And that also said right afterwards, we are going, I think something to the extent of, we are going to show disturbing animal footage in this film, but we will not show any dead animals. Wrong. Throughout this movie, and this is where it just goes from being laughing at ridiculous people to being offended. Half of this movie, almost, is footage of animals who are either very, very wounded, dying, or dead. Dead and decomposing. Go fuck yourself. Really. You disingenuous fucks. Okay, that's a good question, Timothy. I'm not a Christian, I wouldn't say. I'm not an atheist. I'm not a religious guy. However, that is not necessarily what this movie is. That's what the movie thinks it's doing. Let me put it to you this way. As someone who's seen the film, and I do appreciate your candor. It is that... No, that's okay, man. That's okay. No, truly. Truly, I appreciate your feedback, friend. What I'm saying, No, I welcome that. You're a very good guy. I appreciate it. No, it's I think that's what maybe they were going for in their mind, but it's not executed that way. It's kind of like, let me put it to you this way. It's sort of like saying this movie is about that is sort of the equivalent of saying that a Big Mac has nutritional value. You could argue that maybe it's true, but it doesn't really mean anything. You could, that would be the equivalent of, like I said, like a Big Mac has nutritional value because there's lettuce on it. That's like one point in a sea of ridiculousness. So no, that's not really what this movie is, dude. Yeah. I hope that was a good example. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit frazzled. Anyway, yeah, fuck this movie. Middle finger of kindness. I'm sorry. Zero star. I hated this movie. It also just, as someone who does love animals, it wasn't pleasant to watch this. And I know there's a reason for that, but here's the thing. You can have movies that are documentaries that have those kinds of scenes in them. Like, again, Food Inc. Super Size Me. Yeah, movies that are also on the subject matter. Just do it well. And make it from the perspective, do it in a way that's thorough and in a way that, like, actually is sensible to normal people. Like, for the love of God, please. Anyway, that's it. Zero stars, Middle finger of kindness. Let's talk some trailer trash. Back to Black. Talked about it, looks good. I love Amy Winehouse. I hope they do right by her. I did hear that a lot of this movie is endorsed by her father, though. He was kind of notoriously not a great dude, so I hope they do right by Amy Winehouse. She deserves it. Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire. We are seeing it next week. Looks good. Hard Miles. I love Matthew Modine. This looks really not great. It looks kind of like a Lifetime movie. It doesn't look like... It looks harmless. It just doesn't look that good. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. We're seeing it tomorrow. I've heard mixed things. I'm going to keep an open mind. I like... I see what you're getting at, man. And this is sort of like... Oh yeah, Dominion. Yeah. I get what you're saying. What I'm trying to say is, like, this is a movie for people who think they're making a film like that, but aren't. That's more what I'm trying to say. It's a movie where I appreciate that, man. I do. I appreciate that. All right. Onwards and upwards. So Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Yeah, we're seeing that tomorrow. Looks all right, I guess. They shot the piano player. We talked about this one. This looks really good. Jeff Goldblum. William. Peace, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. And then William Shatner, You Can Call Me Bill. We are seeing this on Saturday. I'm really looking forward to this one, actually. I like William Shatner's. I'm a Trekkie, so I mean that alone. But yeah. And was there shawarma? Yes. There's a message during the credits, and there's an interview after the credits, where they reiterate a lot of the same points again. It just felt really condescending. I'm sorry. I am truly sorry for all the people who are going to hate me for this. I really didn't like this film. But that being said, onwards and upwards. I do hear apparently that Food Inc. is getting a sequel, though, so that I'll definitely be checking that out, because first one did well everything this movie kind of didn't do well at all. So my point is, go watch Food Inc. If you haven't seen it, it was nominated for the Oscar for Best Documentary. It's a great film. Go watch it. It's not exactly like this. It's more about like Monsanto and things like that. But that's also it's also about treatment of animals as well. So yeah. Anywho, that's it. We will be back tomorrow, like I said, for Ghostbusters. Friday is Immaculate, or as I like to call it, The First Omen, La Prelude, starring Sydney Sweeney, Sexy Nun movie. with Sydney Sweeney. Saturday, we will have reviews of William Shatner, You Can Call Me Bill, and Late Night with the Devil. Late Night with the Devil, which looks really good. I've heard good things about it. Sunday, we are not going to do a video on it, but I am going to go with my buddy Austin and my buddy Teresa to an all-day Lord of the Rings extended cut marathon, 12 hours on the big screen. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna. I'll probably log them again on Letterboxd. That's what I'll do. I'm not gonna do like a video review for that. Monday we'll have AMC Screen Unseen. I'm also going to try to check out the Roadhouse remake. I'll do my best. And also sorry about the Ricky, Sneaky, and Damsel reviews. I when I got sick, it just kind of overwhelmed, and I couldn't get to it. I apologize. We'll hopefully I will try to get to those at some point. Also coming up, we gotta go. Also coming up, we have AMC Scream Unseen Tuesday. Speaking of bad movies, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Oh bother. Wednesday, Ex Machina is re-release. I don't think it's a spoiler to say you know what score I'm going to give that movie. That movie's awesome. And Thursday's Godzilla and Kong, and more to come. That'll all be next time. And until next time, I also might do a video if I can squeeze it in on Quiet on Set, because I watched that. The Nickelodeon scandal documentary, because I watched that. Anyway, but yeah, that's coming up, and that'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does. That's what you're supposed to do, or so I've been told. Leave a comment, even if it's Hey Grant. I like waffles. It really helps out. If you want to find me also reviews this and other fun stuff, you can check me out on all my social media. I'm on literally everything at either Raised on Popcorn with Grant or Raised on Popcorn. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important. And I want to know down below, what did you think of Christspiracy? Did you like the film? Like the movie? Did you hate the movie? I think my opinion's good. Do you think I'm full of shit? Comment below. Let me know. And until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make Month extra better. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone. See you around. Bye.